Hello friends and welcome back to our homestead. Today I'm going to be preserving, because September is a month of preservation month. I'm going to be preserving more food because I want to enjoy it today, tomorrow, and the next several months. And you know my motto, when in abundance today, we do store away for tomorrow, because we are in abundance today. So I have this beautiful sweet corn from a local farm that we got, homegrown bell peppers, some red onion, a little bit of garlic, and I'm gonna turn all this goodness with some spices. I'm gonna turn this goodness into a beautiful corn relish. It can be done even with the frozen corn if you really want to, but fresh is better. So, but it's gonna have a twist. This relish is gonna be fermented relish. Okay, so it's gonna be lacto fermentation with the beautiful probiotics that are so essential to our health. So I am going to prepare all my veggies. They're already all washed and everything. I'm just gonna take all these kernels right off the cob, and yeah, let me show you how I'm gonna make it. Okay, we're gonna start by removing all these beautiful kernels right off this cob. And somebody taught me this method and I really like it. So nothing flies around, everything stays put. I'm just gonna cut them right off. Like I said, you know, even frozen corn would work, but it's not the same thing. Definitely not canned. I do not enjoy canned corn in this kind of recipe. So let me just take all of them off. It's funny, I'm gonna give this all to my chickens. They will finish it off for me. Enjoy it all. So this is sweet corn, non-GMO corn from a local farm. This farm is not certified organic, but they made a promise that they do not use chemicals on their land. So this is very encouraging to us homesteaders that we can purchase this kind of food close by. I do encourage to stick to, to stick to non-GMO foods. It's not easy lately. More and more labels will show that it's genetically modified ingredients are now in many foods that we eat. All right, give me a minute to take this all off the cob. The next step I'm going to be working is on the peppers. And these are my sweet bell peppers. If you have red bell peppers, even better. And all I'm doing, I'm just chopping them roughly. Why? Because I'm going to be using this cool little gadget that I have with a small grid, and I'm just going to be cutting them really quickly. Just like this. It's a little loud, but let me tell you, it's very quick and efficient. So what I'm looking for, using even the caps. What I'm looking for is about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of bell peppers. All right, let's see how many we've got here. Yep, we've got almost 2 cups. Beautiful. So goes together all with the corn. That's a second ingredient. Okay. The next thing we're going to be working on is the onion. And I don't want to put too much onion. It's not going to be the star of the show. So probably a medium-sized onion is a really good amount. And I'm using red onion because I think it's going to add really nice pop of color and really nice flavor. So I really like red onion in this recipe, just like this. And I'm also going to be using this beautiful chopper to chop it all up for me. So that I'm just cutting into, again, small chunks, putting it here, just like this, easy peasy. So 1 medium onion also goes in here. Oh, look at these beautiful colors already. Nice. All right, so, and the last thing as far as the vegetable is going to be garlic. And I have, let me clean this one up. And I have 4 cloves of garlic here. They also gonna go here, and I'm just gonna use a garlic press just to press them so they're nice and small pieces. I mean, I can also chop them up. Either way will work. Oops, come back here. Either way will work. All right. So garlic is here. Okay, now for spices. What's gonna go here for spices? Well, if I had a fresh hot pepper, like a jalapeno pepper, I probably would have used that. But I don't have it because I used it up on a different recipe earlier today. So instead, I'm just using pepper flakes, and I have regular pepper flakes, dry pepper flakes, and it's about a half a tablespoon gonna go in here. If you feel like you want it spicier, you know what, put it more. But I think half a tablespoon for me is enough. To this, I'm also gonna add a half a tablespoon of, about a half tablespoon of dried mustard seeds, just like this, okay? It goes in here as well. Also to this, I'm gonna be adding some ground coriander, and I'm gonna be using about a half a tablespoon as well. It's gonna have nice flavor. A little bit more. There you go. Okay, also gonna go here. And to this, I'm also gonna be putting 1 tablespoon of honey. And we have our raw honey from home, our harvested our own honey. And I'm just gonna add that. I know it's kind of an interesting ingredient. I'm not using any sugar here. I'm gonna be using little onion. Excuse me, little, I see onion, I'm saying onion. A little honey, just like this, okay? So it's all gonna go here. Let's mix this all together. All right, mix this all together. And it's really, really pretty. Okay, so I just want to make sure that all of the spices are distributed equally throughout. Nice. All right. So the fermentation takes about a week, and it depends on the temperature in the room. My kitchen is pretty cool these days because it's already September, and it's chilly nights down to 50s, 60s, and during the day it's 70s. So it's not as hot as it used to be. So this fermentation may take place about 5 to 7 days. All right, so everything's gonna go in a glass jar. I do prefer to ferment foods in the glass containers or ceramic, definitely not in plastic. So I'm just gonna put my content in here. I know it's not gonna fit all in one jar, so I'm most likely gonna have to get a second one. And I need to make the brine. If you have seen my other fermenting videos, you know my ratio. The ratio is of, we need very clean filtered water or well water, and 2 tablespoons of salt, and I use sea salt. Let me just push this down a little bit more, settle this down a little bit, because trust me, this corn will float as soon as I fill up with water. All right, let me tap this again. Yeah, definitely need a second jar. Let me go get a second jar. Okay, second jar. And so I'm gonna be making this brine. The brine is gonna be based on 1 quart of water, 1 quart of clean water with 2 tablespoons of salt. And I find that is the perfect combination of amount of salt to prevent bad bacteria from surviving. Okay, it doesn't like that sort of a salty environment, yet it's perfect for lacto fermentation. All right, let me just put this all in here, tap it again. All right, so let's make the brine. This is how I make the brine. All right, so I have a clean jar. To this, I'm gonna be putting 2 tablespoons of coarse, see how coarse it is? Coarse sea salt, just like this. And I know for a fact that it does not like to dissolve easily in the water. So I have a little bit of boiled water here. It's pretty hot. So I'm just gonna pour a little bit on the bottom. And this will speed up to dissolve this coarse salt. All right. So 2 tablespoons of coarse sea salt per quart of water. As soon as this dissolves, I'm gonna add clean cold water. All right. And we'll make a perfect brine mixture. All right. So to this, it's pretty dissolved. So to this, I'm gonna add cold water, and we have well water, so it's good clean water. All right. Let's just stir this up a little bit more. And let's fill up our corn relish. It's gonna take a little while for all of them to fill in between all the nooks and crannies. See how it's bubbling and filling up? All right, look at that. Actually, let me grab a skewer. I'm gonna use a little skewer just to poke holes and make sure that there's brine everywhere between all of these beautiful corn kernels. All right, beautiful, nice. All the corn is nicely covered. A little bit more, a little bit more. All right, so now I'm gonna put covers on, okay, just like this. And it's gonna sit on my kitchen counter. Every day I'm gonna come, a couple times a day actually, I'm gonna come, open them and burp them. So in case there's any kind of gas collecting inside, we'll have a chance to escape. Okay, 2 jars of fermenting corn relish is on the go. I'm gonna leave it on my kitchen counter for the next 5 to 7 days. I'm gonna burp it once or twice every day to make sure that nothing is collecting too much inside that jar. And then after that, I'm gonna put it in the fridge or in some other cold place for safe storage, because now this food is good for a long time. I want to say months at a time. And then whenever I need a little sweetened and sour and spicy corn relish, I take out a little bit what we need, put a cover on, and put it back in a cold place, because in a cold place the fermentation slows way down. So ideal fermentation takes the first few days in a nice warm temperature, 72, 75 degrees Fahrenheit. But once it hits the fridge, it's cold in there. The fermentation basically stops and it can sit there for months at a time. As a matter of fact, we just finished eating fermented green beans or yellow wax beans from last year. They were in our fridge for a whole year and they were perfect and delicious. So friends, I hope you are encouraged in the month of September to preserve some food, okay? Put it on your shelf, put it in your basement or in the fridge, and enjoy it throughout the year. Nice, good, fermented foods. So friends, be encouraged and try something new.